This one, 15 penalties through 3 quarters. First and goal now, though, for Arizona. Down, Brissett on the run, and he's down to the 1-yard line. But the flag down behind us, a Cardinal record, 16 penalties set by the Chicago Cardinals. Packers at City Stadium, 8,900 were on hand, and the Green Bay coach was first and goal after penalty number 16. Brissett.
But unfortunately, on that holding call, I'm going to put that one in the same bucket that we had with Paris Johnson. I just the ground, and I don't know if that's holding as well. He's right here.
Brissett, and that's short. Carter with the pocket collapsing was the intended receiver.
Back too, getting down inside the 1-yard line.
And we've got an injured lineman. Brissett now 320 yards passing, but one of his big old linemen down on the beach and being tended to in the blue tent on the sidelines for Arizona. Josh Fryer comes in. Jacoby Brissett. Third and goal. Brissett over the middle to the plane. It's ruled a fumble, and Keon White recovers for San Francisco.
Great job. He comes in. He rips it out. Yeah, I think it's out before he goes across.
Wait,
the goal line.
Close. Watch it here on the side.
I'm going now. Remember, going in, you just have to break the plane with that football. That football just has to plane.
His helmet does, but the ball is not with him. And if that doesn't drive, they get to the goal line, and it's ripped out by Upton Stout. Back-to-back turnovers. Up the middle at all for Robinson.
You talked about this in the beginning, Kevin, right? They're -8. Teams having a ton of injuries. And, you know, talking to Robert Saleh, hey, we've got to be able to find a way to get pressure. We've got to move that quarterback with our guys. And, now, yeah, with that last one, now it's +3 after the fumble caused by Upton
Stout. 16 penalties against Arizona. 1 against San Francisco. 1 for 3. The middle of your screen, the 35-10 ball game.
Yeah, the situational battles are so important, the critical ones.
McCaffrey short of the first out. Cardinals defense comes up with the stand that they needed after a 4-yard gain.
The PNC of this team, that is one thing that we have never doubted. And today it's just been them being their own. For you has shrunk quite a bit. And you're just unable to take that step and not cause the
over, picks it up on the hop at the 35. And Dortch weaving back into San Francisco territory. A flag is down on the play. You have heard me say injured 49er as well after that return.
Luke Gifford's down.
Return team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Josiah DeGuara with the hold.
And look, the kick that's blocked is redone. So that gets to 25. And then the first play of the third, at that time, that touchdown goes to 22-17. And you're fighting all afternoon long. You're trying to... And I go back to it. The one thing that Coach Gannon emphasized more than anything to us was that second down. We can't be in 2nd and 10 pluses, and they've been in so many 2nd and 10 pluses today. So that's a point that would.
Gifford headed to the sideline, and Gifford linebacker hits today. Curtis Robinson was down. Tatum Bethune left in the first half, and now. To his release valve, Van Knight, and nowhere to go. A loss of 1 on the play.
Looks like he stopped at the goal line, but he gets a little help in for the 2-yard score. Chiefs Broncos all tied up at 13 as they head to the
for Arizona. And the catch made over the middle by Knight once more, down at the 40-yard line. San Francisco at 6-4. Trying to hang around. Finally is out near the 43 of San Francisco, chased out by Winters after a 17-yard pickup.
Yeah, he is a tight ends that are scattered throughout the league. You heard Allison talk about, tight end you in the group that It really pushes that
Brissett to Wilson. Trey McBride, not only a good wide receiver. Oh my goodness, I can barely move. Oh wait, no, I'm fine. 12th catch of the afternoon for Michael Wilson.
Well, they've definitely found something here. They have a legitimate 1B on the opposite side of Marvin Harrison.
Brissett again, lunging at him. Collins had been battling a hip injury, and he's a little slow to get up after that dive. Told us earlier in the season that he thinks Alfred Collins has got a chance to be a star. He was raving about the rookie from Texas. At the 27. Cardinals down 25 at home in the fourth. More. Catch number 9 for McBride down to the 17-yard line, who stops passing this afternoon.
Again, it's so blind, and you put up statistics, but they were never able to execute the plan they wanted to, which was be able to get to the point that it is right now.
Yeah, they were able to keep the ball away from Kyle Shanahan to a certain degree. They've got over third position most of the day, that they didn't need to hold the ball for long to end up scoring points.
There are other people, it's really what you do when you have the football. If you're scoring quick, who worries about possession?
Well, and we saw able to run that game plan really to perfection in the win.
Yeah, it really changed what Kyle Shanahan wanted to do that day. He's tapped.
And a diving attempt made and the catch made at the 10 for Andre Bocelli. The lap had a couple of catches, 7 of them in the 2022 season. Spent all of last year on the practice squad.
I tell you what, this is some kind of throw by Jacoby. I mean, this is a tight window. Look at the conversions right there by the defenders.
Cardinals tight end has had 7 touchdowns in a season. Jackie Smith and Doug Marsh, the others.
What do you want?
Big John Gaines motioning out of the fullback spot. Back on the field, holds him up, gets some help at the end of the play. And the 2 weapons back today and a 35-16 advantage with 8:28 to go in the fourth quarter. The onside kick, it's recovered on a bounce by San Francisco. Kyle Juszczyk right there to scoop it up. Back there, who recovers the onside kick.
But the great thing is Kyle's in the front row. Usually you're the blocker. You protect the guys who are going to recover it. But he gets, I'm going to try and take this one back. I don't get this opportunity very often.
I assume the dream.
Anything that has touchdown tied to it.
There's Purdy on the roll. He'll throw short to Juszczyk. On the field, if you're Kyle Shanahan, do you start to think about maybe bringing in Mac Jones at this point?
I really, it was something in Jacksonville where they talked about the way that his foot got trapped and the weight that came on top of it was because Mac Jones has done such a great job. You're not doing anything but putting Brock at risk right now. Got a lot of people here, and he's had a heck of an afternoon.
Yeah, he's had a great return. The Perry High School graduate. I can't handle any of that stuff, but I can handle the football. The first play of the day, he hands it off to McCaffrey, and then after this toss to McCaffrey. That's a touchdown pass. Showing he's got the hops still. Through for a 6A Iowa State. Everybody knows he was the last pick of the draft. We showed you that earlier, of course, as we school player of the year, who's honored here, wearing his jersey number. But this is about that earlier, how excited they were to get the chance to make their return in front of so many friends.
You wouldn't believe it's true, and a great opportunity for both of these guys to come back and have that first game back.
I just realized they were on TV, so immediately we left them. Kid, what? Not risking anything here.
There we go.
I am sliding down at the 39 and a timeout used by Arizona before a third.
Once Brock is ready to come back, it should Mac Jones stay in there and have the opportunity. He's done such a good job. We in the Week 11 game, and we knocked off the undefeated Washington Redskins at the time, who were 11-0. And Steve finished out, why aren't you putting Troy Aikman back in the lineup? And talked to North Turner about this exact situation.
Free, who goes up to the top floor to bring it down at the 25.
He said until Troy, a lot of that has to do with the ability to escape and scramble and extend a play or protect yourself. And North felt, and so I think that this was handled exactly that same way. by Kyle Shanahan. And you see how well all of his family and friends to be able to come back and share this return to the 2025 season with him.
And we talked with him before the game. He said, what I saw, how much more aggressive he was. The way his feet and cleats were in the ground. He wasn't feeling his way around.
I love that phrase. He's got to attack practice, and it has to be aggressive. And to your point, that foot in the turf throw.
And he's thinking about, my gosh, I could get back and have Christian McCaffrey to... Daryl, if it was difficult, they wouldn't let us around it. Stunning.
Amazing stat of the week that we came across, that a Kyle Shanahan offense did.
First and goal, toss play, McCaffrey, blockers in front, breaks a tackle, touchdown, Christian McCaffrey.
Could be, and I love the comment that George Kittle had during the course of the week. Hey, the rest of the season is going to have to be up and on the defensive side of the ball, and no Nick Bosa, no Fred Warner, the guys who aren't there with us on the defensive side of the ball.
So they're going for two. It's been reported that Eddie Pinheiro has a hamstring injury. So this 2-point try maybe because the kicker's not there since the end of the 2023 season. Today is his first game back. And he stops.
Such a long, hard road back. We're talking about guys that are battling injuries, and sometimes it can be super frustrating.
It's in August of 2024. Finally back today, and he makes a big play.
Respect the best.
So don't settle for just...
Brock Purdy's touchdown handoff to Christian McCaffrey, and Thomas Morstead is kicking off. So now they're going to let Morstead kick this one off, and they went for two with the kicker a little bit banged up. Touchback, foot on the ground and through the air. That was the first play of the day. One of his 2 rushing touchdowns. This is a touchdown catch. 51 yards rushing, 40 yards receiving, 5 catches, 13 rushes. But the
eye on here, going through the remainder of the season, especially as Brian Robinson becomes more and more comfortable and more productive.
Line slipped down, coming back for the ball, and it's 2nd and 10.
I mean, whatever this 49er team is going to do down the stretch, and what he was able to do early in the season with all the injuries and just kind of holding that offense together, and so hard to do at times.
2nd down and 10, and it's Wilson who will go out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Well, this for the 49ers. They came in to play the Cardinals today, the easiest stretch in the NFL. Panthers, Browns, Titans to follow them. But this is exactly the way that San Francisco wanted to start this stretch. Cardinals accomplished that, Daryl. They're 10-4 going into those final 3 games, which would be the toughest finish in the NFL.
Yeah, those last 3 teams are playing.
1st down and 10 from midfield. Porch dancing for a 1st down to the 34-yard line of San Francisco. Picks up 16.
And these, again, this will be some of the positives that they take, when they watch today, taking advantage of his opportunity. They'll see, really, in my opinion, Greg Dortch, who holds situation where the defense knows you're going to have to throw the ball. He's been very, very good. The one really poor decision was to scramble those on top of each other.
Here's Michael Carter on the catch of the 1st down to the 21. Last time Arizona had a play against Minnesota, but it's been 75 games since that happened. On the cross, and Dortch tackled by Nick Martin. With Robert Saleh about his rookie. Tell he's just anxious to get the chance to mold the young linebacker either more. 2nd and 6. And the Wake Forest product, who was released 6 times in his first 3 seasons.
Yeah, and it's just some missed assignments. Watch, everybody's going to come up. There's nobody behind, playing that deep half. Nobody turned and ran with Greg Dortch as he went deep.
And they'll go for 2. 0 for 1 today. And it's deflected away. And it stays 41-22. 2:43 to go in the 4th. Well, next Sunday, with heated rivalries in the NFL, it's Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and the Eagles taking on Dak Prescott and the Cowboys in an NFC in your area.
When I first got to Dallas in 1989, we were trying to come back in an iconic matchup, and because of what happened into the 90s, and really the big games shifted. You know, the play, boy, some heated battles back in the day.
They'll try the onside again, the first attempt. Inside kick, did it get 10 yards before it was touched? Looks like it did, and it's recovered by San Francisco. Isaac on the sidelines, not going to get a chance to come right out. But how about this? 47 completions today is an NFL record for 452 yards on the day. And Mac Jones on first down. It's Robinson. Robinson with good yardage on that first down carry. 3 touchdowns, and more importantly, healthy as he leaves the field.
Healthy and confident. Yep. I think that is the big thing. I think that as well. And just going through this game, and great to be on grass. You know, your first game back, being back home, being in that comfortable environment, but not what he saw. He always says what I feel when I watch him play and how he's playing the game.
I think he's going to feel pretty good. Kittle, Purdy, McCaffrey, and Pearsall on the field for the same game, and let's go.
Yeah, and Brock Purdy made sure to tell us how much he appreciates the way Mac Jones played in his absence, saying, you know, that quarterback position, to see him thrive was awesome because it's what we needed as a team. And if we don't have that, we're in a very different spot right now. Same with the young guys, and go achieve the goals we believe we can, because I really believe we have what it takes to do that as a team.
This mop-up to 270 pass yards per game. You saw the numbers last week. Mac Jones, who's under contract with San Francisco for next
these teams. Yep. Jacoby Brissett coming in for Kyler Murray. I mean, it is such an underrated point of a team. And when you both San Francisco and Arizona making sure they had a quality number 2 just in case.
Kurt Warner had more against the Jets, but they snapped it a little bit too early, so they thought they were done. Mac Jones in the return of Brock Purdy to full health and action, get a 41-22 win in Arizona. Seattle and Arizona all chasing the Rams in the NFC West. We'll be back to wrap